What the fuck is NASCAR doing? Like, seriously, what the fuck? I have never seen a group so desperate to cater to a bunch of yuppies that couldn't give a damn about cars turning left that they are literally killing off the sport. Well, maybe the NHL. But to see what the France family has been doing to its brand since the early 2000s is to the point of sacrilege. Let's get one thing straight. NASCAR doesn't have much in terms of widespread appeal. They will never cater to the average suburbanite that doesn't care about the intricacies of the sport. What NASCAR has had, however, is a die-hard cult following that has been loyal to the very end. Well, probably until now. They have made stock car racing into a Frankenstein that is near unrecognizable. It's like Joan Rivers and all 350 of her plastic surgeries. They keep throwing it under the knife and just hope it's appealing to Bill Smith in suburbia, but all we see is a totally doctored mess. It all started with the chase for the cup back in 2004, which began the trend of, if it ain't broke, then bash the shit out of it with a hammer and immolate the remains. Over the past few years, it's gotten even worse. Here's an overview. The chase field expands from 10 to 16 people, and if you win a race, you are automatically in the chase. The rest of the field is judged by the most points. There are 4 rounds in the chase that are done in a knockout style until a champion is crowned at Homestead, Miami. The driver that finishes the highest in the final race is deemed champion. If you finish well for the first 35 races and then wreck out in race 36, then too fucking bad. In the Camping World Truck Series, all races now have forced caution clocks every 20 minutes that prevent long-distance stints, because fuck driver safety and organic racing. The Sprint Cup develops gimmicky Dash for Cash events that have several heats before the main event. And be prepared for forced drama at the end with the overtime line, which demands that all races end with at least 2 laps of green flag racing. They'll try it 3 times a race before they just say fuck it and declare a winner. You following along? Say hello to segmented races. You heard that right. Segmented fucking races. Because one full run of 400 to 500 miles is just too traditional and boring for people to understand. Full races in all 3 NASCAR sanctioned series are now divided into 3 parts. The first 2 races will end in a green and white checkered flag and award bonus points to drivers that finish in the top 10. The final race is a compacted, traditional race that awards the top driver 40 points, second place getting 35, and drops a point per position. The playoffs are now decided by these bonus points in the first few races. Points are no longer given for leading the most laps in a race. If you have to replace a panel or get work done on your car, tough shit. You aren't allowed back in your garage to make repairs to get back on the track. It doesn't matter in the finals anyway, because the driver that finishes highest is still season champion. I don't think you could flood something with more inane gimmicks if you tried to. They've dug themselves into a ridiculous hole with their incompetence. What is the end game? What is your modus operandi with all of these changes? Pissing off your fan base? This is Business 101. Don't abandon your core clientele to chase something that may not care for you. Sam Yokel from Alabama may be taken for granted by the France family, but Sam Yokel cared about racing. Sam invested money into NASCAR by going to races and buying their products. Now he doesn't care because you've mangled the sport he loved like a car driven by Danica Patrick. I remember watching a race at Bristol last fall and being surprised at the huge patches of barren aluminum that I saw in the stands. This is happening everywhere. I used to love NASCAR as a kid up until the early 2000s, but all of these changes just drove me away. What they're doing now is financial seppuku. I have this incredible idea to try and make racing great again. Now hear me out. Let them actually fucking race, and the person with the most points at the end of the season is declared champion. I am a goddamn genius. Where is my executive position at NASCAR, Mr. France?
This is the finish of the Daytona 500. Side by side, bouncing off each other. Unbelievable.
I think it was Denny Hamlin.
I have it as
Hamlin
Hamlin.
by an inch. What
Denny
a finish.
Hamlin.
By
Oh
an
my
inch.
goodness. Wow. Woo. I'm telling you.
I've got chills in my spine. That was amazing.